by Longley.
Irvin Johnson is not a big-minute type of player. I'm sure told by George Karl, just go out and play as hard as you can at both ends of the floor. Be as physical as you want to be. If you foul out in 6 minutes, 8 minutes, 10 minutes, so be it.
Here is Kemp. Quick release with Longley moving in his direction. Shawn Kemp, 16 points, and he's tied the game at 52.
Shawn Kemp realizing as he's matured this season that he's a finisher. He's not a playmaker yet at this point of his career.
Hawkins called for the reach-in. That is his second. Percy Hawkins with a big second quarter. 11 of his 13 coming in the second.
In his defense on Jordan, even though Jordan has 20 points already and will end up with a ton more, they're forcing him to work for it. Where game one, it was so easy.
Position. Rodman with the offensive putback.
Once again, Shawn Kemp not putting enough body on Robin, and how Robin finds that little crack, that little seam, the strong hands to catch, and not so much to finish, because he normally doesn't finish in there, but he has been a much more offensive-minded player throughout the last 10-15 playoff games.
Michael Jordan claiming that he got the ball, that he did not foul Shrimp as he reached in on the ball fake and called for the foul.
Generally, they let the smaller player do a lot more than that. When a big 6'10 guy, Deleb is a full 6'10 trying to post up.
Gary Payton, nice change of pace on the dribble. So Payton with 9 points, and the game is tied at 54.
I still think Chicago should take an opportunity and take the ball to Gary Payton, make him defend, or post him up, and try to get that fourth foul. He is such an important player to Seattle.
Fires it up. He knew he had the foul called, and he'll go to the line for 2. And that's 3 on Hawkins.
Chicago is just so smart collectively. They realize immediately what the mismatch is. When they put a big guy on Jordan, they step into the perimeter. They put a small guy, Hawkins, they roll him into the post. That requires the other players to be very smart and have the multiple skills to be able to handle the ball in the perimeter.
Michael now 4 of 7 at the line. In game one, he had 28 points, and that snapped a streak of 9 consecutive 30-plus scoring games in the finals for Michael Jordan. The record is 13 by Elgin Baylor, a record that appears to be safe for a while. Hawkins with the box out.
Terrific outlet, Rodman.
Kemp.
Yes. Well, Dennis Rodman made that play happen. He just sprinted as hard as he could, middle of the floor, went right to the rim. Detlef Schrempf had to honor that, and that left Pippen open.
Oh, Kemp going baseline, firing it up. Rebound, Kemp. Rebound by Longley. And the Bulls on the run. Now they get back. Pippen for 3. Right with the save, but he stepped out. Apparently pushed out for the foul call.
Rodman, like Kemp, able to make those multiple jumps, and then once the Bulls get out in transition, very few dribbles, terrific passing. Rodman up the floor to finish if need be.
And you see Schrempf with the light touch on Rodman, and that drew the foul call. We'll be right back. Whistle by Dennis Rodman a moment ago, and then Dennis saying, "So, have you read my book?"
Michael Jordan misses a shot here. Luke Longley can't get his hands on it, and Michael Jordan just gets right in Luke's face. And during the timeout, continues to ride Luke Longley, as only a top player can do, who sets such a high standard of excellence. A coach in that situation would hurt a Luke Longley, where Michael Jordan can push and drive Longley, as he's done as to Ron Harper as well, to get them to be the best players they could possibly be.
8-0 run by Chicago, and they lead by 6. And here's pressure by the Bulls.
And this pressure just designed primarily to do that. Get the ball out of the hands of Gary Payton.
Shot clock will be a factor now.
It is down to 10. Down to 5. Perkins. Shot clock at 2. Kemp fired from three-point territory. Oh, it's touched by the Bulls. As Perkins went flying. Apparently Hopper pointing at Hugh Hollins, thinking that Hugh called it the other way, and he did.
Break for Chicago there, as it appeared that Ron Harper had knocked that ball out. Eddie Rush on top of the play and called it in Seattle favor. This is a key stretch for the Sonics. They're over the limit in the penalty. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Bulls should be attacking the basket. They could live at the foul line.
The play by Payton to break it up. And last touch by the Sonics. So the Bulls get the new 24.
Seattle desperately needs some offense. They've got to get settled down defensively, force Chicago into very difficult offensive scoring situations, and then get out in transition, attack Chicago's pressing defense.
Jordan. And kept alive by Rodman. Oh, Pippen with a beautiful delivery leading to the foul. And the crowd wants a flagrant. It is a flagrant foul.
The Seattle big men, Perkins, Kemp, they're getting shoved underneath the basket. They're not taking care of their own defensive board. And Sam Perkins, that was called because of the combination of the earlier one in the first half that was not called a flagrant foul. The similarity, though, referees want to just discontinue that right now.
Well, here are the Bulls getting to the free throw line now with the Sonics over the limit of the penalty. He would have gone either way because that was a shooting foul and to tack on a flagrant foul as well. But that's what offensive rebounding gives you. It not only gives you those second opportunities, as Dennis Rodman and George Karl discussing their talking from yesterday, and both of these fellas do respect one another. And George Karl told us yesterday, he said, I'd love to have this guy on my team. I tried to trade for him.
Bulls now with 9 unanswered points. Jordan. Rebounded by Kemp, protecting against Rodman.
But Dennis Rodman continues to play the mind game with George Karl. George Karl's getting sucked in.
Payton for three. Loose ball foul against Chicago. You recall in game 1 here on Wednesday night, it was a 2-point game going to the fourth quarter, and then the Bulls' defensive effort picked up even more so. We're seeing some signs of that here in the third quarter. The Bulls have been able to take command. They're now up by 7.
Tony Kukoc, the hero of game 1 with 18 points, 12 of them in the fourth quarter. Scoreless in the first half, has to give the Bulls something.
And Kukoc back on the floor. Coming on for Longley. Perkins. Nice post up, taking advantage of Kukoc. 7 points for Perkins. The Bulls lead 61-56.
Bill Jackson feels that Kukoc has really improved with his low post defense. He thinks that can be a good matchup for Kukoc on to Sam Perkins down deep.
Jordan wants it against Hawkins. And throws the air ball. Rodman not able to convert. Rodman felt he was fouled. Grant with a bad pass. And here's Pippen with the breakaway.
Careless turnover by Detlef Grant, the kind that just breaks your back. You need offense desperately. He's coming up casually with Pippen and Jordan right here. Inexcusable.
Bulls by 7. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the third. Chant of defense with the crowd. Shot clock at 4. Schrapp. Can't convert by Kemp. Shawn Kemp hammering it down.
Well, that's what talent will do for you. That was a terrible possession by Seattle. They should have been trying to